Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to Cinema Suds.
Another episode Faux.
This is your host, Bryce.
Carson.
And Carson.
We like beer. We're drinking Rolling Rock, and I was just talking a little bit before this when we said, hey, we're recording. We weren't recording.
We weren't. We got about 2 minutes,
the
2 or 3
beers
minutes in.
already got poured. Mine doesn't have any head. His did have a lot of head.
Yeah.
And these are Rolling Rocks.
These are Rolling Rocks, which are reminiscent to me of, it was my first beer, like I had mentioned to him earlier, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Also,
really, who likes their
to
first
the angry
beer?
video game nerd
Yes.
who drinks Rolling Rock. Cheers to that.
Yes, cheers. Hey, let's clinky. That was a little bit rough, though.
You gotta get it closer to the mic.
Yeah. So we are reviewing today an IPA because why not? While drinking Rolling Rock, of course, as the prequel to that.
Right.
Alai. He's on the most wanted watch list. You're
my beard. I've trimmed my beard and I'm not wearing my whatever. What is it? A turban? No, it's not a turban.
Okay, Benedict. Just anyway, so let's read me the story on Jai Alai.
7.5% alcohol.
Yeah, 7.25. You're going to be feeling pretty good after this one.
It says Jai Alai India Pale Ale. It's an IPA. The merry game of Jai Alai provides inspiration for this citrus-forward India Pale Ale, which notes of clementine, orange peel, and caramel malt, creating an IPA that's bold and approachable.
Very approachable.
That's how you want your beer.
A very, very approachable.
Like you
can't approach your beer. I mean, you can't approach anything else in life. So.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So while we're waiting to open Jai Alai, I want to talk about 1917. Why we're here.
Right, we saw it last night.
Yes.
So, pretty excited about it.
So if you're not familiar with this movie, you've probably ran about 1,000 ads of it at you. Especially if you went to the movie theaters before this. It's like this one just kind of stuck with you because they played it over and over and over and over and over again. It was good. I thought the cinematography was good, but I don't know about the whole rest of the. Everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, look, the cinematography is great. The acting was
okay.
Was
not
fine. Bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring, but I mean that's to be expected. You're following a constant shot.
Yeah, so it's
it's
a continuous shot, or they make it feel like it is. There might have been a couple of times where. The screen went black, like when he got kicked down the stairs. Well, after shooting that guy.
Well, that's the only time I think. I think it was only two shots in this movie.
And he went, and it actually goes black. So you're to assume that it's just all camera movement stopped because everything was black. That was when he popped in that room. But anyway, quick synopsis: they're British soldiers guarding the line or over something. Right, exactly.
Well, they're just stationed basically at the behind the German front line.
Yeah,
this is World War I.
Yes.
Obviously, if you know your
my least favorite war.
My least favorite war.
Yes, and I guess some of their other troops are going to attack them. Are going to attack the German army.
Right. So the British think that they're pushing the Germans back. The Germans are retreating.
Right. Yes.
And they think that they've got them on the run, and this is it. But it's all a trap. Definitely a trap. It's a tactical retreat.
Yep.
So they send 2 troops. He says, grab a man.
Two guys.
Just 2
from this one
foot soldiers.
Station.
Right. And they
underground
tell him, hey, you got to get to your brother.
Yep.
Because it's one of his brothers. You got to get to your brother before they
Who's in another, whatever.
Before they try and charge him because it's all a trap. And if you don't, we're going to use 2 battalions.
Yes.
And so they're against about 1,600 Germans if they do that. So this whole movie is just the trip there.
Yeah, it's the trip there trying to save the army because you have some type of aerial intelligence that tells you.
If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. There's going to be spoilers.
Yes, a lot of spoilers.
Yeah.
But really not really because if you watch...
Well, not ton. We can't say everything. It's impossible.
No, I know, but I'm saying,
just saying
if you have seen the trailer for this movie, which I'm sure you have, you kind of already know what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no... obscurity as to what this movie is. I mean, there's been movies like that where you see the trailer, you're like, I don't really know what this movie's about, but this is not one of those movies. So, anyway, they do it. Spoilers are coming. They have to cross this first line to get to the first fence. There's some really gripping moments that I thought when they were trying to get through the first slit in the fence that he like cut his hand.
Right, he got it.
And because you're with them, because you're with them, and they're kind of taking you on this ride.
Right,
with this
it feels
one
like
camera
you're
shot.
with them.
And you said that yesterday. So he cuts his hand in the barbed wire fence.
Right, and then like the very next scene, they roll down the hill into one of these holes where a bomb went off or something.
Yeah.
And he sticks his freshly opened up hand into the innards of a corpse. That's just
I forgot
right next
about
to,
that.
And he's like,
that it's just you're like wincing in the theater. So I will say, in a sense, this movie did that for me because I was wincing in there. Like, oh my God, he's got like E. coli now.
Oh, you know it.
Or whatever is in there. Dead people diseases.
Yeah, he's got the plague
but it's gripping because you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
And even though you've seen the trailer 100 times because they've shown it to you a lot, they don't really get into this type of stuff, which I thought was good. There's of course needed to be a little bit more action. Really, for the movie that you thought was going to happen, there wasn't as much violence as really there was. It was more suspenseful.
You think about war,
right?
You think about the torment and all the blood and shit and all the killing and whatnot, but you don't think about like the downtime when you're not doing that. What are you doing when you're not stabbing
when you're just sneaking
people?
around in the mud, sticking your finger in this shit? Oh my God,
that was horrible. That was terrible.
So anyway, they get across, and there's just a couple of places that like they get to that first one where it's kind of like the burned down buildings, and they, first
they went to that trench.
First, they went to the they started in the trench, went across to the first fence,
and they went to they crossed that. And
then get to the trench. So
the German trench.
Yeah, the German trench.
This is the enemy lines bunkers,
and they had abandoned it because they had left.
Right,
but they have left a couple of surprises there.
Right,
and
so there's a tripwire and it buries.
Yes,
the
with
second
the help
protagonist.
Of a rat. A giant rat.
Yeah, a rat's dragging, I don't know, something
around, like this little box or something around, and he
dragging some food or something.
Yes, yeah, that little sock thing. That
they're like even their rats are fatter than ours.
Yeah. And it blows it up, and they have to get out of there. They do.
Right, one gets he gets shell shocked a little bit.
Yeah, and he gets dirt in his eyes, and he can't see.
Oh no, I was talking about the other one. The other one gets buried by a bunch of rubble.
Yes,
and then he's just coated with white powder.
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
So but it kind of takes you through these thrills, and up to this point, there hasn't been anyone dead yet. They've seen some dead bodies crawled across a field, but there hasn't been any like action, like shit, there's like a bullet just went through someone's head. It's kind of what Saving Private Ryan started out with. Was just this gruesome battle on the beach.
Right.
And so, this didn't really do that for you.
And let's talk about the main characters, too. So the brother, he is obviously like, he really wants to get to his brother. The other guy, some of the shit starts happening, and throughout this movie, he's like, why did you pick me? He's like, all this shit we're going through, what is the point? And he's like, oh, there'll be a medal in it.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the other guy had gotten a medal prior. And he'd given it away for like a bottle of wine or something. Traded it because he didn't want the medal. He didn't care about it. He's like, oh, there'll be a medal in it. He doesn't care about medals, obviously. But
exactly.
So I believe what the burned farm building is next. They come upon it.
They come upon this farm and of course along their exit, the Germans had been cutting down trees to block paths, destroying everything, killing cattle.
Right.
And so they get there, and he kind of sees this one cow, not the brother dude, but the other guy. Anyway, they look to see if they're alone first, and then they see up in the sky some fighter pilots, one of the planes.
In a dogfight.
Yeah, in a dogfight. And you saw this, if you saw the trailer especially, that this plane comes and they're running from it.
Right.
Anyway, the plane ends up being an enemy plane. They pull the guy out of the burning plane, and then he shoots the brother.
Right. Well, no, he doesn't shoot him.
Spoiler!
They pull him from it.
Yep.
And the pilot's talking all German. They're about to kill him.
Yeah.
Except the brother's like, hey, go get some water for him.
Yes.
He wants to save him. Well, while he goes to go get him water, he turns around and looks. this German bastard has stabbed this guy in the gut.
Yeah, Nazis.
A mortal wound. This guy is going to die.
Yeah.
And so he holds his newly found friend, possibly, the brother of the guy he's about to go meet, if he can find him.
It kind of embarks on it.
And then it's a solo quest
mission now.
All by himself to continue the mission of the brother to get to the other one.
You almost thought that they were both going to stick around because it seemed like they were trying to make them both main characters, and it didn't.
Yeah.
And that kind of surprised me a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he goes. I mean, we don't. Things happen. He goes. The river scene was okay,
right.
But I still didn't think at the river scene that anything was going to happen. It was well shot and everything like that.
This movie is very well shot. We'll say it again. We'll say it probably another time after this.
The only thing in the shooting, because it was the one continuous motion, they had a couple of camera pans in there that didn't have any central figures in them, and it almost made you like they do the pan, the sweeping shot, looking over,
right.
trying to catch up to somebody in the movement, and it felt really jarring a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
it did.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of what do they say? A camera motion tracking. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of motion tracking in this. So you do feel a little uneasy when you're watching it.
Yeah, and that's what we were actually talking about earlier today. Was my favorite shot was in the first quarter of the movie when they get past that first fence, and then they had before been warned about the big holes and stuff like that from the whatever they were shooting at them with the big cannonballs. They said they're deeper than they look, and so they go down into this one large pit hole thing with water disgusting in the bottom of it. But you're following behind them up to this point.
Yeah.
And they're kind of on the ridge, like trying not to get in the water and walking around this. And if you've ever walked around a pond with a little bit of a hill on either side of it, that feeling is a little bit uneasy to you.
Right, exactly.
So whenever they show them doing that, they do it from up above them and down at maybe some type of angle that just you feel on top of them. You almost feel like falling in the water.
You're like, you're following them.
Like, you almost feel like you're there.
I mean, you have to because
water.
it's a guy following them.
Right.
With a like a wireless giant fucking camera that's got a stabilizer on this thing to make so you don't see the walk movements and shit.
But it really was well done. I mean, several shots like that were just really well done. The other one, after they get away from that thing and they get to that kind of town that was burned, in the distance or whatever's burning, there's like flares being shot off, he at this time, the solo guy now on the mission. Forget his name.
Right, I can't remember their names either.
He gets there and they do this shot behind his head where he's looking at the flares shooting up into the sky.
And you kind of feel like this is
really
the Americans, You're like, or British soldiers, these are his, compatriots, someone that he's going to run into and be like, holy crap, I'm safe.
Yep.
But it is not.
No.
It ends up being Germans. And
it does. There was a really beautiful shot there before he went into town. And then, of course, he goes in there. He goes to the top where he's being shot at the top of this place. And so he's shooting up in there, and then he goes up in. He
dives into like a underground
that's
a
this
basement
place,
or something. And then he goes upstairs and he meets a woman there, and she has a baby. And
you almost think they're going to get a relationship, but it's kind of just a.
They're
moment.
very close, like immediately.
I think I knew from the start that when they had to introduce a woman into this, he's on a deadline to get this thing over there. I was like, there's no way that they're going to make this. One-shot movie, a scene about some relationship with him and her, or like them doing it, just an out-of-place sex scene.
Have you ever had sex? It's not just like quick like that,
Well,
for most of us, sorry, Carson. But so he does have this conflicting moment where he's He's
and
like,
he can't understand her.
He's got a
German.
woman that's a little bit younger than him, and she does speak a little bit of English,
Yeah,
just enough to where they could figure each other out if they had the time.
Yeah, if they really want to just go at it.
She's got a baby that's not hers, and they could raise it together. And there's that moment where he's like, he looks back at both of them, and he's about to walk out, and he turns his head back and just leaves out the door. He's like, I have to finish this,
Yeah.
Very driven.
Yeah. And you kind of when you first got down there, you'd think. This movie has been all. I mean, they make you think it's all action, you know. So when he first hops down there, you think like her dad's gonna come out and kill him,
right? Or some
you
crazy
know, they kind of
Turkish
leave
uncle.
some suspense even down there.
Sure,
or
yeah.
you know, the guy's gonna come knock at the door that he just ran away from, and they make that whole thing. The only problem that I had with him in that burning city was, I mean, he didn't really fight. He just ran from all these guys.
Right. Well, I mean,
I'd do the same. But
to be fair, he is just one guy, even though he's got a medal, and he does kill that sniper.
Yeah,
I think
does.
He guns that sniper down after the second shot.
Yeah, he also gets shot. Because...
Oh, yeah, he does.
And I don't know if it hit his helmet. They kind of leave that to...
It just like, it like grazed the top of his head, but it was like deep enough.
Well, because it was on the back of his head, but I thought that was just where he fell and hit the back of his head. So I didn't know, like, did he get shot in the helmet?
I think he did get shot in the head.
And that was the scene, when he gets shot and,
so
he
he's
falls
fighting,
down.
That's the scene. He's fighting a sniper. He's crossing a bridge that's fallen. You know, these caravans, he joined up with these other guys to catch a ride with them.
Yeah,
and
you've seen it,
the bridge is down. Right. The bridge is down, so he crosses it on foot. He goes over, a sniper starts shooting at him. He finally locates where it is. He starts doing these turnover shots. First one, misses. Sniper keeps shooting. Second one, he gets up, waits a second, and he shoots him, shoots. Or he fires his weapon. And then
There were times in this movie, especially during that part and other parts where he's running from gunshots, that it just felt like a stormtrooper was shooting at him because he didn't get hit, you know?
Which is so funny that you say that because there are SS stormtroopers, German soldiers called stormtroopers. There is.
Well, it felt like that.
Yeah, right, because they couldn't hit shit.
Yeah.
Except for this sniper.
Except for this one.
This sniper is shooting at him, and he gets him, I think, on the second shot because he doesn't fire any more rounds. But he runs up to the building, he's firing, cover fire for himself, gets up there, slowly opens up that door. It's like a lighthouse or just a tower.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that either. I was like, go to the side, do some tactical maneuver to get next to the door.
But he opens up the door,
and
the German is just laying there with his fucking rifle pointed right at him. And they both fire at the same time. He hits the German somewhere, a killing, shot, but he gets grazed in the head. He falls back onto these fucking stairs. Huh?
He killed the German. I can't even do it. He killed the German. Oh, fuck
the
me.
German?
Yeah, there you go.
He kills the German?
That sounds almost Russian.
Excuse me. He kills the German?
I'm from Russia, but I live in Germany.
No, Russia's like...
I'm a German resident.
Russia's like, why did you touch my car?
You sound like that guy from Barry. The guy. Have you watched Barry?
Oh yeah, I've watched Barry.
The guys with that Bill he hangs out with.
Right.
He does all those jobs for. So this movie progresses into him.
He gets shot in the head. Sorry to cut you off.
Wakes up.
Remember. He falls down. It goes black. That's the first cut I think that they make. Give this fucking guy a break from filming this shit just constantly.
Yeah.
For the first hour.
Yep.
And then he wakes up. Puddle of blood behind his head.
Kind of give you a break, and
Pretty
maybe that's what that was for.
I gotta admit too, when that guy died, it was super upsetting, dude.
Which guy?
The guy that he was traveling with to begin with, the brother. Super unsettling because you've already kind of like feel close to them because of the camera shot, just everything. You feel kind of close.
Because that was a big thing that some people were saying it lacked in character development. But personally, they're developing these characters through. Just this shot, this establishment. You spend this whole movie with them. Right. With one of them.
This story writer was like fucking what's his name from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
He wrote this character in and killed him off way too quick.
Stupid. So he wakes up, he goes outside, and like I said, he runs through this town after meeting the girl, and gets out of there by jumping in this river because he's being shot at and chased. Yep. And he washes downstream. Oh no, great river
it's
scene.
like rapids and shit.
Rapids and going underwater. Right. And he holds onto a log and he gets over to this place in this green grass and finds the battalion or whatever that he was supposed to find. Stumbles upon them while they're singing a song in the woods. And so he kind of sits down.
And he's super exhausted.
And it's so funny to me during that scene
by a tree.
that he just pulls up on this unit, this unit of soldiers, and like no one notices him or like
I guess
in the
no
grass.
one's worried.
Yeah, no one.
There's a lot of faces. There's a guy in the circle, in the middle of the circle of,
Yeah.
2 battalion of troops.
That was the problem that I had with that. Is like no one's worried, no one's looking. They're just listening and letting this guy just come join them out of nowhere, out of the woods.
Well, he's not dressed like a German.
He's not dressed like a German, but still somebody said he just turned around like, hey.
Right. Nobody did. I expected someone to be like, who the fuck are you? But they didn't.
Exactly. That was one problem I had with that. But then
so they've got this choir boy singing, this fucking choir boy.
Beautiful voice.
Yeah, he had a great voice.
Yeah.
He's singing this song. I don't know.
He could voice me up.
Yeah. I'd like to put my balls up against those vocal cords.
So he's doing it. They're all kind of gathered around before this thing, and finally.
So before we get to the end, let's talk about this, huh?
Finally, we get to drink Jai Alai.
Jai Alai.
Fuck.
You see the AI is pronounced exactly the same at the end. Jai Alai.
Oh.
That sounded really good. Let's go for the pour since you guys missed the one before. Go ahead, drink it up.
There's a reason you have a lot of head on your beer. You go for the sound.
It's not my fault, man. Should have turned the gain up on that one. Jai Alai.
Jai Alai!
From Cigar City.
Do you yell that before you do something?
Jai Alai! Before I don't know, anything. Before I make a shot in basketball. Before I take a drag off of a big old fat weedy.
Okay. Jai Alai.
Go ahead. Get a good head. I like the color. It's talking about citrus and everything. Dude, that's the color of a citrus beer right there.
Yeah.
It smells really good. It reminds me of a slightly like Boulevard Wheat. Just a hint of the same.
Yeah, mine's mainly head.
Hey, you took the head on that one. We're gonna need a bigger trash can.
Jai Alai.
Jai Alai.
India Pale Ale from Florida. Jai Alai. Jai?
Jai Alai.
Jai? It's like
Jai Alai.
It's like
Bismillah. Rahman Rahim. I watch a lot of Saudi Arabian ghost hunters.
When's the last time you take an international flight?
Okay. You're like, so are you a citizen?
All right, so it is. It's not amber.
Orange.
It's orange,
yeah,
which is great.
It's fucking orange.
I can tell when beers are orange, they're good beers.
It's OSU orange.
Yeah, let me see. Let me take a little whiffy.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I can smell the.
Clink me over here next to the mic.
Smell that. Smell that. That's got a lot of stuff
really
in
good.
it. It's just underwhelming.
Yeah, it's a little underwhelming.
I think it's just these.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe they're not big enough. We definitely don't have any shots to make this a Boilermaker right now.
Oh. Okay. Oh, okay.
Next time.
The bitterness is there. It's really well mixed with it's really deep fruit flavors. Like
very fruity, yeah.
Very fruity, but very deep, but very
the thing is, this beer is very good, but it's not complex. It's not a complex beer. It's very simple. Just the flavors that are in it are so perfect. You're not waiting for hints of just these other things to waft onto your tongue so you can taste it.
It's just kind of all there at one time.
It does it really well. It's not bad. It's not a bad beer.
Like I said, there's a lot of bitterness to that. So,
I've had better beer. I can say that. I'm not going to stock this in my fridge, like we've said before. This isn't going in my door.
I probably wouldn't get this one again.
Yeah.
The taste, the bitterness stays on the tongue for quite a while too. It didn't really leave. You taste that?
Right.
It just kind of stays in your tongue.
It is kind of like a dry almost. You remember Bud Dry? Did you ever have Bud Dry?
No, it's not Bud Ice.
No. My dad used to exclusively drink Bud Dry, but they discontinued it here.
Why?
I'm not sure.
Is it illegal?
Yeah, back when we were fucking 3-point alcohol percentage.
Oh, that's probably why.
I don't know. It sucked. It sucked because it was 3-point. You know, we couldn't even get. Now we've got 6-point beer. We've got marijuana here, and we have constitutional carry. So I'm drunk, high, and I got a gun on me.
And they actually did make it, too. If you have your medical marijuana license, that you cannot be required to give up. Like, if you also had a handgun or something like that, you don't have to do it here. So, which was nice.
This is the freest state, I think, among a lot of others.
That's hilarious.
In the United States.
Let's put it this way. He's at this encampment. We're back.
Sorry, guys.
He is at this encampment.
Right, with the
not
quiet boy.
Encampment, but he's basically in the... He figures out after talking and being stunned by this amazing music and leaning his head on the tree that, oh, shit, I should probably ask where the fuck
they come up to him, and they're like, this motherfucker is soaked to the
he's
bone.
Out of it.
Well, he's been in the rapids, and he's leaning against this tree, and finally he's over. So he's done singing. They come over to him. They're like, this dude's soaked. What do you need, dude? Are you okay? Can we help you?
Yeah,
he's like, I'm looking for Captain Fuckface. Where is he? And they're like, oh, we know who that is, dude.
Yeah.
We know exactly
Sullivan or something like that.
Right. I don't know. Hartford, I thought
Sully.
it was going to be. Sully.
Yeah.
Sully?
So they go, oh, yeah. We're the last group to actually go in.
Oh, yeah. He's like, we're D. We're D-Wave or something.
We're the D-Wave. We're not going up there for the attack.
So he's running. Past C, past B-Wave.
Yes, and they do tell him where to find him. He's literally at the very front, of course. It's a movie. And he has to get through it.
And lo and behold, it's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah. He goes all this thing. It's kind of a thriller trying to find Benedict Cumberbatch. He didn't know it was Benedict Cumberbatch.
We didn't. Yeah.
And it was just he seemed to ask the right people who knew who the fuck.
Well, actually, he asked some shell shocked motherfucker who was a captain who's supposed to be blowing the whistles to tell these motherfuckers to go to the trenches, and he's like, he couldn't say fucking anything because this dude is so traumatized from war. I would have been the same way. That's me, dude. Yeah. I'm fucked. I can lead people until I got to do shit myself. I'm gonna be terrified.
So he finally gets up there to Benedict Cumberbatch.
Right, he finds him. Walks into the little war tent.
And at this point in time, he has to get to the area of the bunker where he's at. He runs across the battlefield in the midst, going parallel, going vertical
I totally forgot
to their
that.
horizontal. And that's the big shot that draws you in the trailers when they come out and he's running and it's kind of coming out. So you've seen this. You just didn't know that this was the part in the movie where you would see this ad already if you had the trailer.
Right, so he's sprinting. Yep. No helmet,
He
no
gets
pack,
knocked over
no
like
gun.
2-3 times by his own guys because they're just running. And it just seems like a really... his guys are like running like to where? Like, and they don't really give you that. You don't see one German...
They even told him, too. They're like... If you're going to give this order, if you're going to pass this message from the general along, you're going to have to wait till after the first wave, which means all those motherfuckers are going to die.
Yeah.
Everybody he's running past, bumping into, guys that are falling down around him, all going to die. And he's not going to get that message to Benedict Cumberbatch until they're all dead. And so he gets to him. And he does.
And he calls it off somehow. I mean, he just ran
this
crazy... how does he even get a hold of everybody to call it off?
Right.
And let's say like
He's
radioed
watching
over
these
there or
fucking
something.
mortars drop and shit, bombs going off everywhere, killing guys in front of him.
Yeah. And I think the funny part about this movie that I haven't mentioned yet or even thought about till just now is you don't see more than one German soldier
at a time.
You see two. You see two chasing after him when he's leaving the city to hop in the river. But that's it. You don't ever see more than two, do you? At one time? During any point in the movie?
No, I don't believe so.
Because you don't get to see their whole army.
Right, yeah.
You don't get to see anything.
Yeah,
and
there's
suspense.
You're right. It's kind of all left out. Right. Okay, so he gets there. He gets Benedict Cumberbatch after running all this. It's just crazy. Whatever. Shit blowing up. Finally convinced him. Benedict Cumberbatch is like, fuck off. I know the orders that they're going to give you. Tell me to wait till dawn or the next day or some shit. I'm going right now. And he's like, no, I'm calling it off. And he's like, what? And he's like, I don't believe you. And then he talks to him, keeps talking to him. And he's like, fine, tell my captain to take the fucking thing or whatever. And finally he does.
So here's the thing. He does that, and then he kind of goes out to this area. And
he's done with that mission.
Yeah.
So what's his next mission, huh?
His next mission is get on to his buddy's twin brother, who actually happens to be, I believe, King Rob from HBO, Game of Thrones.
Right, yeah.
I believe that's him.
Yeah, it's Robert Stark.
Yes.
Roberto
King
Stark.
Rob. King Robert,
Yep.
who died way too early.
Way too early at the Red Wedding,
anything.
right?
Let me just die at the Red Wedding like everyone else.
Right.
It
was the Red Wedding's better in the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, much better.
It's so much better in the book.
I'm sorry, man. The books are always fucking... I'm reading The Hobbit right now, again, for like the fourth time.
You know what's great about movies?
So fucking good.
You know what's great about movies?
That you don't have to fucking read?
No fucking reading.
Shut the fuck up. Hey, I even watch it with subtitles no matter what. Even if it's in English, I watch it with subtitles.
I read my movies. So...
That's so vegan.
That's so vegan of you. You cyclist.
That's fucking funny. Right, so he's looking for the brother. You go ahead.
He finds the guy.
Because I'll be honest, when this was happening, my bladder was about to burst.
Yeah, his bladder exploded.
I had to step out of the theater and go piss.
Yeah, I need to go get surgery to
I was watching, but I was just like, oh god, I gotta go so bad.
Oh, I thought you were peeing while watching. I was like, wow, I don't know where you took a piss at. Oh, I had an empty
right in my
popcorn
fucking
thing.
cup, dude.
Yeah, he finds him. He gives him the rings that he had taken off of his hand. His brother, oh, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Get him some food. And that's it. Boom. Movie. That's it.
Very terrible ending, honestly. I walked in right at that last bit where he's like, get him some food. And then he goes and sits down by a tree.
I mean, like I said, he had finished the mission. I get it.
It was over.
It's just,
It's just, the thing is, you're expecting this huge, resounding ending.
Yeah.
But in reality, and that's what this movie's trying to be, is reality. There is no fucking massive reward at the end of something like that.
Right, it's like, cool.
You
Appreciate
saved two battalions, almost.
Yeah.
And then you tell this fucking brother, about his fucking brother. It was quick.
Yeah.
He didn't fucking suffer. Which he fucking suffered.
Suffered.
He died like, I don't know, it took him like 2 fucking minutes to bleed out.
Yeah.
Got stabbed in the gut.
Yeah. He didn't die very well. Like,
no, he didn't.
He did a fake job dying.
Well, he was dying. And then like out of nowhere he just kind of like I don't know, it was weird.
He didn't get this acting gig because he did a really good fake death for his audition. All right, we'll just put it that way.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, out of 10 rifles, I might give this a 6.5, 7.
Out of 2 world wars, I'm going to give this a 1.
World War II is my favorite war.
Yeah. Oh. World War II is the best, dude. That's great.
I can't believe that movie. So
that's it, guys.
That's it. That's 1917.
Jai Alai. 1917.
Jai Alai, staying alive with Jai Alai.
It's not bad.
It's not. We didn't shoot caps today, which is fine.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now.
It's totally fine. There's 2 caps over there, and I can grab them. Or you can. You're
Walter,
plugged in, so.
You won't grab them, Walter.
Oh, baby. We're going to shoot some caps to end this episode at the camera. We have done this for 2 weeks, and we have yet to hit the camera.
2 weeks of shooting these damn bottle
I would
caps.
say 2 weeks.
Right, we did it last time, and we thought the camera was filming. I just didn't edit the audio properly or whatnot. So, here's this.
Yep.
You pull it back.
Pull her back,
all the way.
Dude.
Load it up in the bottom.
Why do I always have an issue with this?
Kind of aim high.
Aim high. Oh, that was good.
Oh, I almost hit it. Well, I didn't get it, though.
Oh, shit.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Oh, I'm touching my mic.
I don't know what's going on.
Sorry, guys. Gotta pull it all the way back till it crunches. I know, Papa. We're going here in a second. Calm down.
All right.
Hold on.
You ready for this?
I'm ready, spaghetti.
I'm locked and loaded.
You gotta pull it back more. What? I caught it, dude.
I didn't touch it. Oh my god!
It shot right into my hand. It bounced right off my knee.
Dude, what's wrong with mine? Rock cocked and loaded, baby.
Hold on, Papa. We'll be going in a second. Here it is. Almost. Just a little too low.
I just had to hit the top of it, and it did.
That sucks.
Oh, well.
Right. Well, thanks for watching to the end, guys. If you're here and listening to this, we do appreciate you all the way to the end. Be sure to like and subscribe.
We love you. We've loved you since 1917.
I don't have to tell you to like and subscribe. I know you're going to already.
We've loved
This is the best podcast in the world.
In the world, except for a couple of them. And
Joe Rogan's one of them. So is H3H3. Those are really good podcasts. Thanks for watching,
Thanks
guys.
for watching the best podcast in the world.
This has been Bryce and Carson.
Carson,
yeah. And 1917.
Right back to 1979.
Right. And Jai Alai.
Jai Alai.
Jai Alai. That's going to get flagged right there. That's demonetized. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Adios. We'll see you next time when we do Aliens. Or maybe we'll do the Cat in the Hat movie.
We literally have live aliens, and we're gonna do them on air.
Prepare. It's got to go straight to Pornhub. Shout out to Pornhub. Give us some sponsorship.